Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I decided to make this presentation video of a custom-made castle. This is something I made a few years ago when I discovered Mount & Blade has an editing tool for maps. Basically I just want to build something. I didn't have any specific goal. The only time that I used it is when I was making a custom trailer for this game. Well, since then I've been playing Mount & Blade online, mostly those siege events. As I was playing the game, I've noticed a lot of new maps which were made by users. I love that feature. I love playing on new maps. I think it's great. And I said to myself, I got a castle and it would be great if someone could make it functional for online gameplay. I mean, I can build a map, but I'm not really familiar with those spawn points, checkpoints, triggers, capture the flag, siege equipment, all that shit. It would be great if someone could help me with that. Maybe someone who's already made a map, a functional map, and it's been used online. Now, as someone who likes to play online siege events, I know that the map needs to look great, have a good balance between the attackers and the defenders, and also FPS friendly. If I knew I was going to offer this castle for online gameplay, I would make it this big. Maybe the streets wouldn't be as wide as they are now. You have to realize this is a huge map, and it has two defensive sections. Originally it had 3 sections, but I had to delete the 3rd section, which was located right here on this position. I just felt it would be too big for an online siege event. Now, if anyone finds this castle interesting and think it would make a good online map, I'm gonna cover some of the features of the castle for the attackers and the defenders, and they can judge whether they wanna invest their time making this castle functional or not. Let's start from the beginning. So this is the main entrance. We have a bridge that leads to the main gate. It would be great if someone could make the gate functional. Maybe when the attackers break in, they can open up the gate and let the other forces inside. There's nothing worse than having only one entrance to the castle and making it impossible for the attackers, so I placed multiple entry points, like this siege tower here, which can be used by horses and infantry. Right next to it we have a ladder. Because of the aesthetic look, I went and placed some of the barrels underneath this platform, so it looks like the barrels are actually holding this platform on the water. Similar thing was done on the other platforms. We have another ladder and another siege tower, so we got 4 entrances alongside the main gate. Then we have a small emergency door to the side of the castle, which lead across the small wooden bridge. Now, once the attackers are inside, they can spread out through streets or climb the walls on these stairs. Now, behind the castle we have a bridge that leads to the back door. We have 2 smaller doors. Maybe some of the cavalry could ride to the back of the castle and try and exploit that area. To the side we have another bridge that leads to the entrance. If there's a possibility to make this functional in a way that the bridge lowers down once the attackers are inside and manage to open it. For instance, open it for the cavalry to get in from the side of the castle. This here area kinda represents the stables, which is divided from the rest of it. Then we have a small little church. I thought this would be a good position for a flag. Then to the right we have a archery range. Then we have a few houses over here. Now this here is the main path to the secondary gate up here, which is defended by the secondary walls. Once the attackers break in, they can go for the second flag, which is located in the center here between these houses. Over here we have another training ground for the melee combat, which is kind of like a courtyard. Once the attackers are inside the walls, they can go down through the stairs, or they can jump on roofs to go to the ground. I've placed some of the doors inside on specific places, and I've highlighted them with a yellow arrow. They can also become functional in a way that a player can enter one door and exit through another one, kind of like a teleporting. Once the first section is breached, they can move alongside this wall and go to this door, which leads to the other side, to the second section. I've also placed a multiple entry points for the secondary defensive walls. They can go through this door, exit up here, and move alongside this ladder and spread through the walls. The archers can take this position over here. This map is actually good for cavalry, infantry, and archers. Here we have another way to assault the secondary walls. Climb through these ladders, then through the stairs, and up on the tower. If the attackers manage to break in, they can open it and allow their cavalry to get inside. Then we have a ladder, then a second ladder, and all the way to the left we have a staircase that leads to the towers, which you can use to go down to the secondary flag, and they also overwatch the flag, good for the archers. Now this secondary flag is good for the defenders, but it's also interesting for the attackers because there are a few ways inside through these staircases. It's gonna offer a hell of a fight for this flag. Now there's another position they can get in through this door from the walls and exit right behind here on the staircases and go for the flag. What do we got here? Oh shit, I see something I need to fix. It looks like this fence is a bit above the ground. Let me fix that. Here we go. Select this. Come on. There we go. Push it down. Good. And this one too. There. Voila, it's fixed. There it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this castle. I would really love to play on it in a huge server. I love playing on Mountain Siege server because it supports up to 200 people, and most of the time the server is always, I don't know, 150 plus people, which is great. So if anyone could bother to make this map functional, I would really appreciate it. If this thing works out and the castle becomes playable online, I might think about making another video of another castle I have, which is much smaller, and maybe turning that castle functional as well. But for now, this is it. We'll just see how things work out. Until then, keep watching and keep playing Mountain Blade.